Today I'll be comparing electric unicycles to electric bicycles and discussing the pros and cons of each. Electric unicycles and electric bicycles share a lot of similarities. They both use an electric motor, a controller, and a battery pack, typically lithium-ion. The difference with the electric unicycle is that it is self-balancing, similar to a Segway or those hoverboards, and it lacks all of the other bicycle components, such as brakes, chains, gears, and everything else you'd find on a regular bike. One advantage of electric bikes is their availability. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of electric bikes that you can choose from. You can even convert a regular bicycle into an electric bike. They come in all different shapes, sizes, and price points. Whatever power, speed, and range you want or need, you can probably either find or build an electric bike that fits your needs. Electric unicycles are much less available. There are only a couple of companies that I'm aware of that make them. This means that for electric unicycles, your options are much more limited. Now we'll go on to ease of operation. A lot of people already know how to ride bicycles. If you know how to ride a regular bicycle, you can ride an electric bicycle. The same is not true for electric unicycles. If you've never ridden an electric unicycle, you'll probably have to learn. I think that electric bicycles are also a safer option overall than electric unicycles. If something were to fail on your electric bicycle, you'd essentially have a regular bicycle, well, a heavy bicycle. If something were to suddenly cut out on your electric unicycle, you'd essentially have a faceplant on your hands. Having two wheels and thus a longer wheelbase, an electric bicycle is also inherently more stable than an electric unicycle. So then, why would someone want an electric unicycle? Well, one of the big advantages is portability. I have a small car and no bike rack. I can put my unicycle in my car within about 5 seconds without even thinking about it. If I want to transport my electric bike, I'd have to either purchase a bike rack or I'd have to disassemble the bicycle enough that I could hope to cram it into my trunk. If you lived in, say, a college dorm or an apartment and didn't have a good place to store a bicycle, an electric unicycle may also be a good option. You could easily take it inside, take it on an elevator, take it on a bus. You can take it almost anywhere. For the size and performance of an electric unicycle, I don't think there's very much that competes with it. In fact, the only thing that would be close to the portability and have the performance and capabilities might be one of the high-performance stand-up electric scooters. I'm also aware of electric longboards, but I think unicycles have an advantage over both of those options. The electric longboards, and scooters too, typically have much smaller wheels, which makes them less ideal for off-roading, trail riding, hitting potholes. I'd be terrified to take a longboard on some of the trails I've been on with my unicycle, especially with some of the potholes I encounter. If your primary goal is maximum speed and performance, you'll probably want to build your own electric bike. I made one that was able to break 50 miles an hour. Electric unicycle wheels typically come in sizes 14 to 18 inches. The smallest ones I'm aware of have a 10-inch wheel, while the largest, the Gotway Monster, has a 22-inch. Mine is an 18-inch M Super. While on the subject of wheel size, a smaller wheel that unicycles typically have with a hub motor will give them better torque, which will give better acceleration and hill climbing compared to an electric bike with a larger wheel if they're using a hub motor. This is because one wheel revolution is one motor revolution, so a smaller wheel is like the motor being in a lower gear. Now some electric bikes will have smaller wheels, and some electric bikes will use a mid-drive motor which drives a chain and uses a bicycle's gearing system. So those electric bikes could have better torque than, say, an electric unicycle. Maintenance and reliability. An electric unicycle is one of the most mechanically simple vehicles that I'm aware of. They have one moving part, the wheel, aside from fold-up foot pedals. But the motor is the center of the wheel, so that's the only moving part you have to worry about. You have no brake pads, no gears, no chains, no drive chain. The only thing you have to worry about is the single tire and putting air in it, essentially. On the other hand, if something does go wrong with the electric unicycle, it might be harder to fix. If you do get a flat tire, it's a much more involved process to change it, and you effectively have to take the whole unicycle apart. Also, you probably can't take your electric unicycle down to a local bike shop and have them work on it. Where a bicycle, finding parts is much easier, and finding people who know how to work on them would also be much easier. That being said, the unicycle inherently has less to go wrong with it. While some people might think of it as a child's toy at first glance, like those hoverboards, a unicycle can be a very effective means of transportation. While it may not look it, my unicycle can go up to 35 miles an hour and has a range of around 40 or 50 miles on a charge. So if you want a very portable yet capable vehicle, an electric unicycle might be something to consider. Which one's better can depend on your wants or needs. I love and own both. I don't want to make this video too long, so I hope this was a helpful comparison between electric bikes and electric unicycles. If I missed anything or there's anything you'd like me to cover in the future, let me know in the comments down below.
In its most hideous form.
That's it for today. Like, subscribe, and keep on wheeling.